Morning all. Today was supposed to be a Muriel day. I think I've got about 2 things done on the engine, and I've had to stop work because I haven't got the right socket. Why would I have the right socket? A couple of parts sold today, so met a new Morris Minor friend, which was really nice. Yesterday there was quite a lot of work on Rage. The unit is having a bit of a revamp, and an area at the back that's more enclosed so that in the winter I can keep it warmer, and I've got somewhere to sit and work at the workbench without it being freezing cold. Which means that Rage has got to move out of the way, and that's typical because all of the subframe and the suspension is off. Put parts of it back together in a bit of a rush just to get him back on his wheels, and he's going to go visit someone else for a couple of days just to stay out of the way whilst the building work goes on in here. So if I give you a quick look round at what I've been doing. So like I say, I've cleaned back the subframe, I stripped it back to bare metal, and it's now just got the red oxide primer on it. It's not going to stay like that. I want to use truck bed liner on that and underneath the car, but for now I've just got to try and get Rage back on his wheels as quickly as I can. Got a bit of cleaning up of discs going on down here. New top wishbones fitted, they're not done up yet. Steering rack's gone back on, but all of this will be temporary. Last night I had the lower wishbones in electrolysis, which was absolutely brilliant. I could have stood there all night and watched the bubbles, but I didn't have time.
Jingles in a row from RadioJinglesOnline.com. RadioJinglesOnline.com.
The Royal Philharmonic Orchestra with GWR's main theme. With GWR, for the first time in 60 years of radio, there's 24-hour local radio for the West. Programs on GWR are designed with your choice in mind. Your moods change, but we also know your habits are hard to break. That's why when you listen to GWR, you'll find programs to suit you and your tastes. You'll be entertained, you'll be kept in touch with news about you and your area, you'll hear new records and classic old ones too. GWR from October the 1st will become a habit you won't want to break because we're local, for you, and we're with you whenever you want us to be there, all day long and all night through. 24-hour local radio, GWR. You'll see our slogan on posters and in newspapers throughout the West. Listen, we're talking about you.
Statistics and damn lies walk hand in hand, and it is difficult for any business to quantify how effective any advertising is. However, we have clear evidence that our business has improved considerably because of this advertising. And also, we have done this in what was conventionally a slow part of the year for house buying and selling.
Duncan Christie Miller, Operations Director of Debenhams Home Centre, talks about the results of his radio advertising.
We do it all for you at Debenhams Home Centre.
The jingle package is very important to us, and the fact that we chose to spend a considerable amount of money on this program reflects our view at its cost effectiveness.
What plans does he have for the future?
Debenham Home Centres, a growing organisation throughout the country, has no doubt at all that it will continue to use local radio for its advertising.
We do it all for you, a Debenham Storm Center.
A really great record there from the Cars and Drive. Police have just informed us that Milson Street in Bath is closed. More information on that as soon as we have it. So Milson Street in Bath closed at the moment. Please try and get things moving there. Avoid that area if you can.
Hello there, this is Michael Lewis, and I'm talking to you from Milson Street in Bath, where the big new Hamleys toy store is all set to open at 10 a.m. this Saturday. At the moment, I'm standing on the pavement outside the shop, surrounded by people all looking into the attractively dressed windows. Everybody walking by stops and looks in, and I reckon that if Hamleys were to open the shop right now, it would fill up with customers. Looking through the windows, I can see an extensive train layout. I'm told it's some 250 feet in length, and it runs into a very attractive station built by the Playmobil people. Come with me into the shop. I'm inside Hamleys now. I'm looking at that super railway system and the big display of Playmobil and a vast collection of little people and buildings and vehicles that make up into all sorts of scenes, like a space station and a Wild West ranch. Playmobil is for ages 4 to 12 and prices start at only £1.99.
Hamleys of Bath will have the largest selection of toys in the world. Every single thing that's featured in their famous Regent Street shop will also be in Bath. Hamleys of Bath opens this Saturday at 10 o'clock in Milson Street.
What an absolutely spiffing day. First-rate chance to try this Bergasol suntan oil, what? Suppose maybe you go brown faster. It certainly costs enough, £4 for a bottle. Well, here we go. A little on the arms, a little on the chest, and I can't honestly say I see any sort of difference in the colour of the skin. Well, maybe just a touch.
Bergasol suntan oil makes you go brown faster. At £4, so it should.
This commercial features the man who speaks and the dog who not only says half, but has now learned to say offer.
Right, here we go again.
Sit. Remember we told you how for a measly 12 quid you could buy a young person's rail card and travel for price on lots of trains? Well, now British Rail have some more good news. Ready, boy? Well, not yet. In September and October, they've got a special. When you buy a young person's rail card, you can get £5 one rail journey within a month, even if it's already price, and that's a pretty good. And now it's time for Arthur and me to be barking.
British Rail.
Get in there.
Hello, I'm Michael Aspel. This is the International Year of Disabled People, and I'd like to introduce you to someone who is mentally handicapped. If you think you're going to find this offensive or embarrassing, well, you'd better turn the radio down for the next 40 seconds. David.
My name is David. My age is 38. I am Down syndrome baby when I was born. It's really known as Mongol. And people tease me with that. I think it's degrading. And I prefer being part of the community. My job is working in greengrowing in Tesco's in Southend and York Road, and I'm a sealer. And I work extremely hard because I feel that I'm mixing with the community.
Perhaps next time you meet someone like David, you'll be able to overcome some handicaps of your own.
Radio? Why should I advertise on the radio? There's nothing to look at, no pictures.
Listen, you can do things on radio you couldn't possibly do on TV.
That'll be the day.
All right, watch this. Okay, people, and now when I give you the cue, I want the 700-foot mountain of whipped cream to roll into Lake Michigan, which has been drained and filled with hot chocolate. Then the Royal Canadian Air Force will fly overhead towing a 10-ton maraschino cherry, which will be dropped into the whipped cream with a cheering of 25,000 extras. All right, cue the mountain.
One of the other things that I need to get done for Rage to go back together, and I'd rather do them now rather than strip everything back down, is hubs. They're looking pretty nasty. haven't got a clue what I'm doing, not a Scooby-Doo. So you'll all get to know if I do things wrong. And I need to do caliper refurbs. Obviously there's 4 of them. Again, I absolutely haven't got a clue. Watch a bit of YouTube, can hear all the mechanics out there groaning. But hey, I'll give it a go. So I'm going to crack on now. I've got a few bits to do, which I'll try and film for you, just to make the videos a bit more interesting rather than just me yattering on about nothing. So Muriel's engine, which was what I was hoping to really crack on with today, but isn't that the way when you want to crack on with something? It doesn't happen. First bit of trouble that I had was this pulley here. It didn't look like it had gone on squarely, but then when I got Dad's steel rule out and measured everything up, I found it was on square, so that was good. Don't have a socket or a spanner big enough for the camshaft nut, and obviously that's got to be torqued up as well, which means I can't do anything with this now, because obviously that nut needs doing up. Then it's got to have an end float test with a DTI clock, which I probably might need help with from my dad. And then it's a case of getting the other pulley on, finding out if we need shims, making sure everything's true. Yeah, it just seems to be a lot of work to do. Then obviously the head just got to go on properly. I really wanted to get this engine finished this week, but I'm going to have to wait now for certain things. Dolly Partoff is still sat here. Nothing's been done with her, apart from her boot contains the old engine out of Rage, so she's a bit of a storage facility at the moment. Once the office, come whatever it is at the back of the unit has been done, I'm going to be using the roof for storage for panels, so I can crack on with getting this car pulled apart, and all the parts that I don't want, get them sold just to get some money back. And then once Rage is back, hopefully pull the front subframe back out, get that sorted, get the engine in, make sure it runs, and then go off with everything else.